Grace always believed time was the ultimate healer. She thought that once the graduation caps were thrown and the school gates closed for the last time, the memories would start to fade, becoming blurry Polaroids tucked away in a dusty attic. She imagined the sharp pangs of first love would soften into a gentle, distant ache. But she was wrong. Some loves, she learned, don't actually leave. They just learn to be quiet, hiding in the shadows of your heart, waiting for a trigger. Years went by. Life moved on. As it always does, Grace built a new world for herself. One filled with deadlines, coffee meetings, and the hum of city life. Then, one evening, she saw him, Samuel, not in the familiar faded blue of his school uniform, but in a tailored suit, standing in a crowd she no longer felt a part of. Her heart did a strange little flip, a mix of hope and dread. She waited for his eyes to meet hers, for that familiar, lopsided smile to appear. But he just looked past her, through her. There was no flicker of recognition, no hint of a shared past in his gaze. It was a blank stare, the kind you give a stranger on a crowded street. And that, right there, hurt more than the deafening silence that had followed their breakup all those years ago. The ghost of a goodbye was one thing, but the reality of being erased was a pain she had never prepared for. Later, through a mutual acquaintance, she pieced together the missing years. He had left school early. Life had thrown him a curveball. Things got hard, and the dreams they once whispered about under the stars had to be put aside. His path had diverged so sharply from hers. It was no wonder they were now strangers living in different universes. That night, Grace cried. Not the loud, gut-wrenching sobs of a heartbroken teenager, but the silent, steady tears of an adult. The kind that don't make a sound, but feel like they're drowning you from the inside. She finally understood. First love doesn't die from a dramatic, cinematic heartbreak. It dies a much quieter, more painful death. It dies from becoming strangers. It withers away in the awkward silences and the averted glances. And now, every time Grace hears the distant chime of a school bell, she doesn't remember the sweet innocence of first love anymore. She remembers the bitter sting of loss. She remembers what it feels like to look at the person who was once your everything and see nothing but a ghost. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, please like, subscribe, and let me know in the comments if you want to see a part 3.